So Taylor, how would you assess your bunker game?
It's not very good. I usually don't get it as close to the hole as I would like out of the bunker.
Okay, we're gonna work on a couple drills today. First thing, and these kind of run together, but I've got a towel up there on the green. That towel is supposed to simulate our landing spot. So part of bunker play, just like anything else, is gonna be visualization. So it's important, whether it be off the green in a bunker, to visualize where you wanna land the ball. So I know when we did some of the short game lessons prior, you stressed an interest in really using your, what, 58 degree or 60 degree?
60 degree, yeah.
All right. That can be effective definitely around the greens. When you start getting into the longer bunker shots like this, a lot of times it can be more effective to use something with a little bit less law, kind of hit that splash shot. So what would your thought process be on hitting a 60-degree wedge here? Are you trying to carry it all the way to the hole, or?
Probably about 3/4 of the way to the hole, yeah.
Okay. And as far as focal point, are you aiming at the back of the ball, aiming at the sand?
Yeah, probably an inch or two behind the ball is usually where I'm trying to hit.
Okay. So one thing, especially when we're practicing, I would definitely recommend you can draw a line in the sand. So if I have this line, let's say about 3/4 of an inch behind the ball, and all I'm trying to do is hit that line. With that being said, the less ball that I have exposed, the more the ball is going to spin. So if I'm hitting really close to the ball every time, it's going to tend to stop a little bit quicker for me. For some of the shots similar to this one that we're working with right now, would be more of a chunk and run shot. We have a little bit of green to work with. It's uphill. So what I would tend to do there would be to go ahead and draw that line about 2 inches behind the ball. So rather than trying to hit the back of the ball or come in steep, all you need to do is make sure to hit that line. Let's go ahead and practice a couple. And that towel should be in a pretty good spot up there for us to land it on. You got the 60?
I actually got my 52.
52? Okay, great. Edit that one out. And you setting up nice and neutral, or try to open it up a little bit?
Yeah, just a little bit open, not
Okay.
too much, but just.
So on these longer shots, it never hurts to, especially when you're using the loft of the wedge, it never hurts to use a more square face, just to, obviously we're trying to carry it almost 30 yards in the air. Great shot. And so you imagine with a 60-degree wedge how much harder you're going to have to swing and just fly it a lot further. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that line a little bit closer to the ball. If only we could like dub out and like just that first one, the second too. Perfect. So what we've got here, I went ahead and changed that target to 110 yards. We've got a pitching wedge that we're working with obviously now, so as we both know, this isn't going to be a full swing for you based on the yardages we covered earlier. So basically at 110, that should be about an 80% shot for you. So when we're addressing the ball, set up nice and neutral, but most importantly for us, we're going to take a nice controlled 3/4 back swing, and then same on the follow through. We just want to make sure to get that weight to the left side, but not necessarily all the way up. So like I said, about a 3/4. Let's go ahead and set up and hit a couple. See if we can't flatten out that flight. And we also want to have that club coming a little bit more straight back. Back to the hand. Distance control is pretty good there. So one more. There it is. Okay, so now I want you to go ahead and grab the club that we would normally hit 110 yards with a full swing. For you, that's probably your gap.
Pretty much sandwich.
Sandwich? Okay. And what I want you to look for, Taylor, is the difference in the control with those two shots. So obviously with that 3/4 swing, there wasn't a whole lot of swing. Distance control was really good. You were anywhere between 106 to 110, which is where we were set at. So let's just go ahead and take a couple full swings here, and I want you to just look at the difference in the ball flight and the trajectory. You set up right in the middle of your stance, basically?
I typically go a little bit closer back foot.
Okay.
Maybe just a little bit back of center.
Okay. Okay, so all in all, 3 pretty good strikes. I think the thing that is pretty apparent is your dispersion pattern's a little bit wider with the full swing. So when you're working at that 3/4, all those balls were landing within a 6-yard, 6-yard radius. There you went anywhere from 104 all the way up to, I believe that one prior was 116. So manageable. It's always going to help to be able to control the flight for abnormal conditions such as wind being over where you have to flight the ball low. So all in all, we're going to go ahead and transition into some shorter shots here. So we've spent a bunch of time, obviously working with statistics and path and stuff, but with this swing catalyst, really cool technology here. Actually got a force plate in the ground. So we're gonna go through, I recorded your last swing. I've got it set on 25% right now, just so we can really dissect really what we're working with here. We're going to take a look at 2 things in particular. Here's your launch monitor data. I know you said you're swinging a 7-iron, so we'll look at your carry versus your total yardage. But most importantly, we're going to start taking a look at our pressure in our feet. So this is obviously pre-positioned, so pretty equal weight distribution. Red's going to be hot, blue's going to be cold, obviously. So I'm going to go ahead and start this up. You want to just take a look. So pre-impact, you're a little bit loaded on your front side, but you can see as you go back, you get about 60% of your weight back, and you do a great job following through, getting almost 90% of your weight forward. So looks pretty good. I know that was a really consistent ball strike. It looked like you were a little bit offline there, but it was a solid strike.
Yeah, it felt like it was a good strike.
Another thing I really like is the left side of your body really never gets ahead of the ball. You do a great job of keeping your weight behind the ball and really driving through for solid impact. So it's more rotation than slide.